just the title alone, we kind of already know what this episode about to be. After the first two episodes, there was a lot of residual stuff coming out of the last reunion. So they're still kind of figuring out exactly where everyone stands with one another, while also bringing in some new cast members. We'll see what happens in this episode, and a lot of folks are still kind of mad with Rodney. And by the title of this episode, is this Rodney's last episode? Because if you know, and especially in gay culture, but I guess maybe in just pop culture lore, when Tyra said, "We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you." Iconic, I'm telling you. Legendary. Legendary. Poor Danielle, though. Damn, have we checked in on Danielle after getting yelled at, though, by the way? Where's she at? Put that in the comments. We'll see what happens in this episode. So before we hop into my reaction to this latest episode, if you're wondering who I am, I'm AunTeas Kerel from Minority Report podcast. New episodes every single Monday wherever you subscribe and stream and download podcasts, and also right here on YouTube. So before we go any further, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button. That way you're notified every time we put any kind of content up. We appreciate it. And also follow us on the socials, you know, the Instagrams, the TikToks, etc., etc. You know the socials. Because we are building a community of people that, you know, look and sound like us, you know? So, let's hop on in. Episode 3, Set It Off Atlanta, right now. We're all rooting for you! If we know one thing, we know that Terrence is going to come on with some embellishments and a turban. If I know one thing about this show. Terrence, where can I get these crop tops from? You said this last season. I need me a crop top. I love me a crop top moment. Belly out and all. It don't matter. Was that a slight little stunt? People love to see me in them. It was a stunt. Go ahead, though. If you got a body, yaddy, yaddy. Even if you don't got the body, just stunt in the body that you in. That's my motto. You don't want to put a date on it and be like Sheba Sheree. Because they never let that down. She did finally launch it, though. Diligence. Diligence. The key to that is that we have to at least respect each other. That's a word. You might not be best friends and friends with everybody, but if you're going to be working together, there's got to be a mutual respect. Or shit ain't going to work and it's going to mess up your money. I can never get a beanie like a hoodie beanie or whatever, to just sit right there on my head. That shit be popping off. I get jealous when I see people wearing it like that. Papa Smurf looking like an OG in that shirt and hat. Come on, Playboy. You don't fuck up the night. Don't let Beyonce find out you don't use this music and she don't know. Okay, Papa Smurf giving Big Papa energy. Okay, Antonio, you in the way. Which y'all like, the Tank version or the Maxwell version better? Let me know in the comments. Get them together, Papa. I know that's right. He said, now in my vicinity. Y'all could cut the mess up out. I cut a lot of my mess ups out. Just cut the 360 and let him start again at the 360. Okay, that was a cute little start. Like, you know, just the different parts of the cast. We got to see Tony in there. We got to see London and Antonio and everything like that. Yeah, we got to see Terrence and his businesses. And again, I enjoy seeing the different aspects of the cast's life, especially as melanated people. Come on, Atlanta. Atlanta's just so Atlanta.
It's not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that they drop the ball.
Who we talking about? Who didn't show up, Antonio, and got your feelings hurt? Ooh.
Normally y'all used to be being nasty, but like...
We don't mind nasty now. Same to me, Antonio. Antonio's a sensitive soul. He be trying to be hard, but he a sensitive soul from what I've seen thus far. Aww. That's tough to get up there and sing vulnerable songs that really, you know, talk to the core of who you are as a person. Because a lot of times we like to put these facades up and things like that. But to talk about death, to talk about vulnerability, to talk about lost love, that's hard to do. So good job. Especially to do it on a platform like this.
Turned out that was a lie.
Oh, I just connected. He talking about Black. When they were just getting over some stuff. Aw, he's hurt. He's hurt. Aw, yeah. We'll see what happened. Dang.
Could he just got diagnosed with diabetes?
That's a reunion question.
Okay, then. Let me just jot that on down. So what's this, episode 3? But low key though, why did production just put his business out there like that? The world didn't know he had diabetes. And for y'all that did connect the dots, did y'all know it was Black? Did you see? Those are the inside scoops that you need to pay attention throughout these seasons. In the reunion, that was one of the moments where why Antonio and Black weren't getting along at the reunion. And they hugged it out. Antonio was crying a little bit. They were tearing up. Antonio he's a sensitive soul. I hope they talk way before the reunion, because obviously this gets, recorded ahead of time. So don't wait till the reunion to try to clear the air. Let them know how you feel, because that's how shit get pent up. Well, that's stress. That's how your blood sugar be high and your blood pressure be high, and anybody got time for all that. Tony be giving them back in the compliments. It was kind of small. It was what it was, but it was nice. I like that jacket though.
When I go out to straight clubs, well, here in Atlanta, there's straight clubs.
That's a word, yeah. In Atlanta, are there really straight clubs? I don't know if there really are. It's straight-ish. We'll call it ish clubs.
Gold teeth or silver teeth or lunar falls or summers on this mountain.
Tony. Tony be shady as hell. Tony's the new shade queen of the season, for sure. Every time he get on screen, there's gonna be something shady said.
To his vibe, he really did his shit.
Yeah, Black good.
All 50 or 49 people that was in the room, they enjoyed it.
Tony. You can just let him have his moment. You ain't gotta shade him for how many people in the room, Playboy. Jesus.
Be known as the message. I came to support 2 events. Same night. Yeah. Cross town. So right.
Tony's starting shit. I wonder if Tony knows the history between Black and Antonio too. How you gonna start shit like that? He said 2 events across town. That is true though. The traffic in Atlanta be goof. You be like, oh, I gotta go across town. I ain't got time. I ain't got it in me. Kudos for you to go on to 2 events, but Lord, you ain't had to throw that little. He did say he the messy bitch though. When them chicken wings be hitting, they be hitting. You right on that, Tony.
I don't think he was upset.
He was upset.
I was recently diagnosed with diabetes, so.
Okay, at least Black put his status out there of diabetes.
Connected with him, said things.
But you got to also be aware that if you guys are rebuilding a friendship, that something like this means a lot to him as well. And being aware that set an alarm. We all got phones, set 2, 3, 4 alarms. We do that all day, every day. So if it meant a lot to you to rebuild the friendship and to ensure that you showed up for your friend, you would have been there. Or you would have at least communicated, hey, this medicine is just not going to meet out. I just need to rest tonight. I'll get you the next time. I'll show up next time. I'm rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And I'll be there next time. That's all you had to do. Communication. So you can't expect him to not feel a way if you guys are still kind of rebuilding that friendship. And this is, for him, in his mind, feels like a habitual nature, which you also knew and found out during the reunion stuff. So if you want him to show up for you, you got to show up for him, or at least communicate early on why you can.
Who is meant to be here will always be here.
Then use that same logic for Antonio. You're speaking out both sides of your neck, Black. Yeah. So that same logic you're using for yourself, you need to use for other people. That's why he's upset. That's why he's upset. I'd be mad too if I came on here and see all this logic you spitting and ain't use it for me. But the one thing Black just did say, a lot of people expect you to be paying for them, especially when you're on the come up. I ain't got that coin. You work. If you want to support me, pay them coins. And by the way, if you want to support Minority Report, go to minorityReport.com. We have all kinds of merch out there. There you go. Come on, if you like these little reactions, support a Black-owned business. Thank you, boo. A word, London. A whole word. That's exactly what it is. They both hurt each other. Hurt people. Hurt people. London got that big old teddy bear jacket on. She said it's she. It's her. 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 Walk all the way to glory. Rodney be cracking me up, y'all. Rodney and his little thick self.
Pizza, right? But you forget I have friends on this cast. I mean, shit. You forget I have friends as well.
Hold on. Just slice that. This is for production. Just slice that. Because you take us out the fantasy. You know, we know reality shows repeat lines and things like that. Just chop the line. Just chop it. Ronnie, you do be shady though. You might not bother people, but you don't let, what they say, what's the saying? You don't let dead dogs lie. You like to stir up stuff again, just because you might be in your feelings that day. And I get it. We all be like that. But you be part of the problem too. I agree with her because we just had literally a whole season last year about it and a whole reunion show and the first 3 episodes now of this. You know why. There is some accountability missing there on Rodney's end as well. From everybody, honestly, on the cast. But really, I think his deflection or his guard is just to be like, you know what, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to keep it moving. But then you never really solve the issues amongst your friends and your castmates if you're going to want to continue to be in that environment. You're gonna have to do that. That's just being a grown up, honestly.
I am very nice. You know, people call it, I'm just Southern Belle. I may well would do that, but I will fuck you up if I need to.
I feel like last season has gotten to Rodney. I feel like he's maybe overcompensating this image that he thinks he has on this show, like the first season that he was boring or this and that, and then now he's like, oh, I'm gonna come as the big bad wolf because I feel like I've been poked at. Which, yes, you probably have been poked at, but poked at like poke, you know. Anyway, you do dish it out as well, and so I think that's the piece. Was just like people are like, come on, right now, you know you dish it out, and that's where that lack of accountability or being able to self-reflect and see what everyone else is seeing. I don't think you're a bad person by any means, and I don't think you're boring by any means, but I think there is this lack of understanding the feedback folks are kind of giving you. Yes, some of it's a little extreme and a little shady, and maybe this is what pushed him off the show. Like he's just tired of everyone kind of poking at him. And honestly, this whole cast has a sensitivity. Everyone's a little sensitive. Everyone's a little emotional, trying to navigate this new kind of reality world that they're in. I'm going to call JT Yanla. Scream it into the hole. Yeah, he's definitely not receptive to that, though. But here's the one thing I've learned in life, though. You can't make a person be receptive. Even though many people might be giving you that feedback, you have to be in the right space and the right mind frame to receive it. And maybe this isn't the environment for Rodney to receive some of this critique and feedback, which is normal. That happens a lot. We all do that. So maybe, you know, with the cameras on, there's still something that's triggering Rodney to kind of be a little more defensive than maybe he would normally be in quote unquote real life. My only question for JT is like, what is your motive? Why do you care this deeply? Why are you reaching out to Rodney above all and everyone else on this cast? That's my only thing is like, because y'all don't even really know that much. So if I was Rodney and receiving this information from someone that I barely know, I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? Who is you? I had to remind it though, because he did do the little titty flick. Come on now. Come on, Lil Kim. Okay, but the texting with no eyes on it, she good at that texting thing.
I do notice JT texting every now and then. I'm like, that's very, very weird. Hey.
Ooh, she done brought in. Ooh, JT, you sneaky. Ooh, see, that's why I said a little bit ago, what's your motive? What's your motive? Ooh, that's a cliffhanger. Good job. That's a good cliffhanger. Here's Rodney spilling his heart out, and you spilling your heart out, and then you texting. That's why I said, ooh, she good with that little texting. And then boom, hey, boo, come into the room. Well, the theme for this episode is everybody sensitive and don't know how to deal with their sensitivities. That's the theme of this episode, not the rewarding for you. It needs to be called the dentist. It needs to be called Crest to deal with them sensitivities. I like that episode, but it just also shows how we all need to deal with our stuff and how it relays to the groups that we associate with. Sometimes we just gotta give people the benefit of the doubt as well. But when it feels like it's a habitual nature of not being seen and heard, that's when shit just start to rile up and you spew out what you spew out, you know, and be petty and shady and hurting people's feelings. So, okay. And we'll see who's coming in. So who you guys think? Put in the comments. Let's talk about this. Who do we think walked through the door? Who do we think walked through the door? Ooh, it's probably maybe a newer cast member because who would she be that close with yet? Maybe it's a Quan. Quan seems to be in everybody's, conversations the whole season thus far. Maybe it's Quan. I don't know. That was a good episode. I enjoyed that one. So, I am AunTeas Kerel for Minority Report podcast. I'm going to be reviewing every single episode this season of Set It Off Atlanta. So, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you haven't followed us on any of the socials, please do that. Minority, like your sipping tea report. New episodes of the podcast every single Monday. So please help us out and follow us. We really appreciate that. We appreciate your love and support. So hopefully you're enjoying the reactions thus far. And until episode 4, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. See you next time.